If the Horror Manor wasn't scary enough for you, why don't we pay a visit to the wonky circus level? Scary, isn't it? I know some people out there are afraid of clowns, but even these may be too cartoony to be creepy. It's a little unsettling that they immediately swarm around you, and they're puny enough to where it doesn't really do any damage. Kinda reminded of Glover's Circus World's second level, with giant big tops. Music's kinda similar. Electric clown fence? What will they come up with next? I mean, apparently they'll come up with giant bullets that have clown makeup on them. If that doesn't scream circus, I don't know what does, quite honestly. This puzzle is a bit of a slow one. You just have to wait your turn to climb the ladder, really. Wario World, ladies and gentlemen! Truly, the excitement never ends. I mean, even the best 3D platformers have some part of the level where you're just kind of waiting around a little bit. I don't really hold it against it, it's still fun. Alright, we are coming up here on the aforementioned clown fence. I mean, as you can tell, it's really nice of the clown fence to just hold out a big target for us. That is where his weak spot is, so you can either aim from the ground or jump up in the air and throw. Either one. But if you had a weakness, why would you put it on a big, moving target? Seems like the head honcho of this circus has a few flaws in his plan. That may not be as fun as the midway games you're used to playing, but at least the prize for winning this one is gold. Not quite useful for us in-game, but I mean, if there were some midway games out there that actually had gold as a prize or coins as a prize, that'd be a hell of a lot better than some big stuffed animal that you'll hold on to maybe one time and then never use again. So our palette swap for the Cractals in the Wacky World is flying chickens with top hats? I don't know. Oh, now old Crystal Tower here is a threatening periwinkle! Yeah, terrifying, really. At least now his henchmen actually attack at a semi-threatening speed. And he must have been built/inspired by the Brawl doll. His attack now is a three-way laser that will stop mid-launch and then home at you wherever you are at the moment. Yeah, that's why it's best to just keep jumping. Because in the heat of dealing with someone to hit the tower with, it's easy to forget that you have to dodge the lasers. Like, see there? Even though I was in the process of attacking him, it still hit me. Thanks a lot, you're really cheap. He's not really, but you know what I mean. Excellent, now you get to be used against your friends, just like you always wanted to be! Shoot. We needed one of those enemies, or clowns, didn't we? No matter. Once we advance upwards a bit, and get some other things, we can hop back down and have them respawn. I tested it and you do have to go up a certain distance. That's okay, we need to hit the switch over here and get a Spriteling. Sideways trampoline. Something that absolutely doesn't work in real life. Especially if you're as fat as Wario. It describes my childhood in a nutshell. Those giant bullets look like bonsai bills if they decided to run away from Mario World and join the circus. Bullets for Elephants. Based on a true story. This is a bowling mini quote-unquote mini-game that we will not dwell on too long. No matter how hard you throw, you can only hit one at a time. That means we need to throw 5 times, and all we get is more coins. In conclusion, not worth it. I actually enjoy the glue globes attached to trapeze-style swinging poles. Fortunately, we don't have to swing on actual trapezes, making it more coordination that we probably fail at several times. Now use one of our tools, clown friends again. Yeah, that's what I meant. And it's a giant ring of boxes? Anyways, start running to the opposite end as quickly as you can. It moves slowly, but you'll need to be there when it tips up on its side, which it will do. It's a short enough distance to where you can just make that jump, but it's always fun to dash and jump at the same time. Alright, tipping up on our side here. Now we're gonna line ourselves up with that coin there. Give it a nice ground pound right smack in the middle. Ugh. If you do it properly, unlike myself, you'll get a big old chunk of coins. At least they don't matter much to us right now. I'll swap back up there real quick. Ah! Elephant attacks! And they're much better at bowling than we were! Because they're using their bodies! Well, I'm sure that was a one-off that we'll never see again. Hint, hint. This room is simple enough. Since we're not waiting in line with spiky balls or anything, we can just do a simple jump right past them. These are quickly disappearing marshmallow cloud things. And we'll be seeing more of them later. Yeah, bet you didn't know that inside this wonky circus was also a building of sorts, where people presumably live. Who'd want to live in a big top, though? It's a question I don't know the answer to, but I'm sure some people love the circus that much. But who knows? I mean, maybe these giant bullets have families. It's a possibility. No, Wario, meant to go down there. Come on, man. Cooperate with me here. Who knows, maybe this garlic dispenser actually lives in one of these buildings. He could be peddling his wares for cash, like, help me, I need to support my family. I'm a garlic dealer. That joke is more tragic if you think about it. Really, Triceratops? You've been reduced from mighty warriors to wearing baby-looking onesies? And coloring your skin green and having swirly eyes? You're being disgraceful to dinosaurs everywhere! Maybe I'm being too harsh on them. These, on the other hand, are fairly intimidating-looking fellows. They look to be trapped lions at first, but their body is the cage! Cage with a pair of feral-looking arms and legs. At least they aren't Nicolas Cages. Huh? Well, anyway. This hatch looks like it could be difficult, but it's actually quite the opposite. These glue globes spin pretty quickly. At this rate, they'll propel you further if you jump at the right time. That is a mechanic that we will painstakingly visit later on, and you'll see what I mean. Right there, you might have seen, it looked like the airwaves were dashing with us, because we went at an optimal projection. Well, I'll explain later. It's a very unconvincing hatch trap. We will not go down yet. Before we do, we're going to grab treasure up here and fight this new enemy. For as many depictions of snake charmers that I've seen in cartoons, I've never actually seen a real one. Even the ones I've seen on YouTube aren't so small that they could actually fit on the snake's head. That is a level of animal magnetism that I couldn't achieve even in my wildest dreams. And they do respawn pretty quickly, as you can see, so we'll deal with them with a little bit of haste and get that treasure with an equal amount. And our trap here leads to big reveal. Another red crystal tower? We don't want to fight him again. Anyways, underneath the big top is another big-ish village. Thanks again for throwing ledges at us that are just out of reach. There's a treasure chest up there, so we'll work our way back up to it. You gotta hop on these glue globes with caution, because Yeah, right there. You'll see that they can shoot out flames that'll intercept you on your way. Yeah, pretty much just like that. You'll want to avoid them. Come here, you pathetic excuse for an enemy. You're gonna go down the hatch. Although I don't think you actually go down the hatch with us, but whatever. Yeah, this is a hatch I cut a lot of attempts out of, but basically you have to hold the direction you're looking, like left in this case, and jump at just the right height at an upwards projection, which it goes by really quickly. It's a lot of trial and error, but blessedly you don't lose any hearts when you fall off. If that were the case, I'd have to continue many times by now. Eek, getting claustrophobic! There we go. Oops. See, there's a perfect example of jumping at a bad time, into the flames. Worst part is the fire takes off an entire heart as opposed to just half of a heart. I can't even tell, like, they look like chickens, but they may not be, I don't know. Anyways, these swirly platforms are a bit difficult to work with, but we'll finagle with them once we get our treasure over here. Yeah, remember that ledge we couldn't reach earlier? Well, now you can get to it. God, it took a full minute and a half to get here. What a time waster, right? I mean, it's not really, but... Yeah, I hear you up there, Spriteling. Actually, this one sticks out in my memory. Just read this. If you don't have much confidence in your skills... Fuck you, Blue Boy. Do you have any idea who I am? I am Wario, the fattest of the fat, the greediest of the greedy, and I don't need no stupid garlic to help me in my quest. I mean, I have used the dispenser before, but that's not the point. Anyway, as you can tell, you gotta punch and climb up. If you're quick about it, you can hit and jump on it while it's spinning up. As you can tell, it's easy to be flung off if you keep trying to move on it once you land on it. Yeah, and actually hitting it in its side that you don't spin with is as ineffective as you'd think it is. Oh look, a battle ring. Let's at least spin one concrete edifice. Hey, guess what? We battled! It was exhilarating! Take my word on it. Now we have more of this town beneath the circus. Be sure to ride each glue globe. They add switches, and later you'll see they add statue parts. These elephants we will not fight. As you can see, they hurt themselves. Appreciate it. Guys, you're taking the work out for me. And they're kind of cumbersome to work with, so don't feel the need to be up in arms against them. And they just disappear at random. I mean, that's their best characteristic trait, I say. Aha! More statue pieces! Carefully guarded by those bonsai clowns. Treasure over here. You know, they would put a switch for a treasure immediately beneath where the treasure location is. I'll make you see all that backtracking, though. Now, this is a switch that you can hit by aiming the snake just right, and presto! You could always jump and hit it, then climb your way out of the Unicorn's lair. Well, that's just extra tedium that we don't need. Speaking of extra tedium, you don't need to see that clown fence. Needless to say, it went down a fair amount of hints. It looks like we should be able to reach that statue part, but it's unfortunately just out of range for us. This caged loony here isn't helping us to get to it. So we'll just take you over here. Oh look, an ank iron! I haven't seen these guys in a while, and they're just as threatening as always. As in, of course, not really at all. Whee! Whee! Swinging on glue globes is fun. Don't worry, I won't take up the whole time. We must continue onward and upward to the chest on the side here and the latch on top. But before we get up to this one, which of course we can't jump up to because fuck you, that's why, there's an easy access hatch down here. There are two ways to do this hatch. The way you have to go is up, of course, and as you can tell, you can go on either the spinning box or diamond made out of sand. Yeah, clown around, we'll get to that in a minute. You could go on one of these, which is annoying, or, giving up half a heart, you can cheat over here. Wario is the kind of person to cheat, so that was clearly the best way to go. Alright, stupid garlic dispenser, I'll indulge you for now, just so I have a full health against the boss. It's not because I have no confidence, though, just so you're all aware. No, I'm not being overly defensive. Okay, no more fun swinging on the glue globes. Okay, now I'm done, I promise. Alright, last hatch here. And you may or may not believe this, but it's kind of, maybe a little bit complex. It's a combination of jumping across marshmallow clouds, jumping over spiky balls here, etc. Ha ha ha. I mean, it's not the most complex, but whatever. This one you do have to worry about a little bit. Jump at a certain time to where you can get on the box, just like that. Now we've got all our statue pieces, got all our treasures, and are ready for some hot clown boss action. Now, here's a false preface. As in, I say, do not worry, this clown, like the rest, is not very scary. It's more cartoony than anything. It's got a cool background, though. Kind of like Picasso, in a way. There he is. Looks a little more flamboyant than anything else. So, the general gist of this boss is that he goes back and forth between two platforms, and he will throw his giant beach ball on the opposite side. It acts as a bomb, of course. If you're on his side, you punch him and do the usual boss routine for damage. But as you'll see, when you're on the opposite side, we're not going to worry about that yet, because you can latch onto his balls and go to the opposite side with him so that you can keep hurting him. Not just avoiding damage, but also hurting him more, of course. Swing your clown partner round and round. Where he goes, I don't give a shit. Okay. Now, for the sake of demonstration, I'll show you. You go off into these little sublets here. Either one will do. And that'll help you avoid the bomb damage. I will say the most unsettling thing is how his little heads sprout out. I mean, they will gang up on you when it gets closer to the end. And saying that out loud actually made it sound very creepy, so props to the clown boss, I guess. Yeah, sometimes he will, open quotes, fake you out. But as you can tell, he does it really slowly, so it is not very threatening. What a shocker. Ooh, now he seems to have more of a baby face. Yeah, you have to kind of be quick about punching him too, because if you punch him just once, and of course that won't damage him enough to stun him, and then he'll just start spinning right on to the other side. Okay, once more with a little more gusto. There we go. Sorry, I can't think of any witty things to say to a clown when smacking it like I could with Brawl Doll. I'll try to think of one for the last time I hit him. I think of a famous clown, like Pierre Lunaire or something. Oh, I got one. Oh, okay. Alright, I've got a retort to tell you. Why don't you go be a big crybaby? Just like Pagliacci! Okay, it wasn't as good. What do you want from me? So that's the wonky circus, and yeah, it wasn't really that scary. I mean, at least I didn't think so. Then again, I've never really been afraid of clowns, so I don't know. Now, however, we must ask ourselves, will the final boss of this spooktastic world really be spooktasticular? Spooktasticular? Or will it be a letdown? Why don't you guys tune in next time to the oddly samey shapen door as last time, and we will find out together.